Hi everyone, Andrew van Leeuwen from motorsport.com here, and this is the Repco Rundown. Well, we're in Perth, my hometown, for the Perth Super Sprint this weekend, and we're going to see a number of changes to the Gen 3 cars compared to what we saw last time out at Albert Park. Now, of course, at Albert Park, we saw those pretty gnarly engine fires affecting a couple of the teams, so there's been some solutions put in place to remedy that. One of them is that the oil catch can now breathes further back in the car, so instead of vapour staying in the engine bay, as was the case on the cars up to Albert Park, it now vents out to the rear. That should remove the fuel that was fueling those fires. And it seems that the ignition for the fires was coming off the exhaust, but if you can take the fuel source out, it shouldn't be an issue anymore. As an additional measure, there is now a two-part epoxy paint that's been applied to the top of the wheel guards, which also sit inside the engine bay, to try and reduce the amount of any gas or vapour or oil that they can absorb. Another change we'll see this weekend is a mapping change to the Ford V8 engine that has been approved by Supercars to try and improve the throttle response and the top end performance of the Ford motor compared to the Chevrolet, after there were some concerns raised by the speed of the Camaros at Albert Park last time out. There's been a centre of gravity change as well. So the Camaros have had 4.97 kilograms of ballast shifted rearwards and upwards to above the fuel cell. Now that will raise the centre of gravity on those cars by 2.3 millimetres. That's based on the centre of gravity testing that took place after the Albert Park round last time. And the final change to the cars is some strengthening of the gusseting around the clip area of the chassis to try and improve the repairability. Now, we've seen these cars being crashed and been quite difficult and expensive to repair. To try and remedy that, the chassis area has been strengthened so that wishbones and suspension components are more likely to break than the chassis itself, to make the cars just faster, easier and cheaper to repair. Stay up to date with all of the action here from Perth through the Repco socials or at the garage, which you can find at garage.repco.com.au.